What is going on, guys? It's Greg K Duck here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about what possibly is the new meta. I know none of us actually know what it could be yet. I know it's still pretty early. That's why I kind of want to wait a couple weeks. I know this is the third week since the April update, and Iron Banner has just been released. Um, just a little bit about the gameplay here. This one of the Iron Banner matches I used. I'm using one of my favorite builds for the hunter right now is just the gunslinger, just because I love using the equipment it has. So I've been running double trip mine and then double grenade. I mean, not double trip. Sorry, double trip mine, which is a double grenade, by the way, and then the double knife, and which I get headshot kills immediately, regen the knife. So that's someone I had a lot of fun with. And then the weapon of choice is Ace of Spades, and of course the generic 1,000 yard stare that everyone always uses. Only difference about mine, it has hidden hand on it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It does feel like I have pretty good high aim assist. So what I was talking about for the new meta is that at first I didn't agree with the changes about the snipers having more zoom or slightly higher zoom for weapons with low zoom scopes, that being like the SRL-10, the Taxi, which is always like a mid zoom scope. The short gaze most definitely had higher zoom, and then um, the ambush sight. So a lot of the low zoom scopes always kind of had higher or a lower zoom, which got buffed or nerfed depending on how you look at it. And then we also had the issue with the ADS time for snipers, which I think shouldn't have been an issue that anyone needed to address, because any skill players that are trying to consistently um, quickscope would be something that, I don't know, I think if you have the skill to do it, you shouldn't feel hindered in that instance. And moving on about the weapon changes, so I think currently right now the Crucible is in a perfect place. I don't have any complaints at all. I know a lot of people might be complaining about fusion rifles having too much range, and they feel like they're a little bit overpowered, but honestly I think they're at a good point in the game where they are now usable. Beforehand they were almost unusable. I had a couple clips where I did like to use them just because they were fun, and I had one with a really good roll. um, but now I think that they are, you know, at least in a good place where you could use them just to have fun with them. Or, I mean, I did trials last weekend, and a lot of people were using them, and it seemed like they're having a lot of success. So you guys should check those out if you want to try something new. Um, Other than that, guys, I know since the Hawk Moon was updated, it seemed like it has been a lot more consistent. All that did was buff the range on it and slightly increased the accuracy, which is exactly what it needed. It's in a perfect place right now. It's not overpowered at all, because you have to be a little slower with your aiming. Well, I mean, you have to be a little more accurate. Um, and that's so far what I've noticed that's been really, really important. I know I was frustrated right away with the sniper changes, just because that first week I was struggling. I know a lot of people who weren't, big on sniping beforehand aren't gonna notice the change that much. They won't feel any difference if you were a shotgunner most of the time, but if you are a sniper, you definitely notice the change. So it took me, I think, the full week just to kind of get used to it. I ended up using um, patience and time just to kind of slow myself down, because it had a really low zoom because of its perk. Um, and that kind of, I don't know if it did have a low zoom. Like, personally, it felt like it had the lowest zoom of any of the snipers I was using when the update was first released, and so that's kind of what I wanted to use. And then I think I slowly weaned myself off from it, because I was getting adjusted to the new zoom on all the snipers. So moving on to the last word changes, which I thought was something that definitely needed to be addressed. It was such a good gun, and it was able to shut down supers way too quickly, and I'm so glad that they reduced the damage on it just ever so slightly. Um, Moving on to the snipers. I know it is something I addressed earlier in this video, but I think it's just because I'm a sniper personally. I did not agree with what they had chosen. But I mean, overall, it did make the Crucible seem more balanced. There's not, there's a bit fewer snipers playing now, and I know we're going to be hard scoping that much longer, making it easier to sneak up on someone sniping, which is kind of why I use Patience of Time to start out with, just because I needed something to feel comfortable. And actually, using Patience of Time to start out with, I never really used it in year one, and I actually didn't feel comfortable with it at first. But the only reason I felt slightly or somewhat comfortable was the low zoom on the scope. And then the third eye perk when you're aiming down sights is incredible. You have complete control of your character, knowing, or not obviously, but complete control of your surroundings, knowing that hey, I can watch my back while also looking through the scope, which is a great perk on that gun. Um, I'm surprised a lot of people don't use it as much as I do. I don't actually end up using my exotic slot like almost ever unless it's 4 paces of time or I guess the Ace of Spades. I really don't really have a go-to exotic anymore, other than the Ace of Spades and Paces of Time. Um, and then because there's just so many great guns out right now, like the Hawksaw, if you can get from the Crucible vendor, it has a stability roll, which is incredible. Same with the Villainy from the Future War Cult. You should check out the Pulse Rifle from, or not the Pulse Rifle. I'm sorry, the fusion rifle from the Future War Cult vendor. He has got a great role in that one, so pick those up while you can before any changes come. And I know that if you guys do find something that you like, and I haven't actually had a chance to see it, you should definitely leave it down in the comments below because I will enjoy something new. I know the Crucible is just a lot of fun because everyone's just enjoying a bunch of different game or different guns right now, and it's kind of like, hey, everyone's learning what weapons they choose. Um, and well, I think we all know that the stronger weapons that are going to remain will still probably be the Doctrine, the Metta, and then probably the Hawksaw, or just any gun really with a high stability roll. Um, and a decent amount of range will probably be the go-to gun for the new meta. Obviously, the new version of the Hawkmoon, if you have enough patience with it, will be extremely strong. It has a pretty good high time, or really low time to kill, depending on how you look at it, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If there's anything I missed, please leave it down in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Um, and with that being said, I will catch you guys next time. So in my annotation screen, I will have a video linking to the review of the her memory, which is a auto rifle that I really loved and still love. And then on the right, I have a video that will be a game we had of elimination versus a streamer. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but I have his name. I will have his name under the description if you guys want to check out his streams. I don't know if he even knows who I am, but I had a lot of fun playing against him. And so, with that being said, guys, hope you do enjoy the video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.